All right, gang, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We have got a really awesome announcement today. I've got some really good friends of mine from a long time back, and today I've got Billy D'Elia here with us, as well as Jerica Jordan and my main man Eric D'Angelo. And these guys have an awesome announcement to make. These guys, well, let's let you guys say it. You guys joined?
We joined EXP Realty.
There you go. That's cool, man. That's cool. So we're excited about it. We wanted to just come on live and chat just for a minute and tell not only a little bit of why these guys joined, but a little bit of their background, how they got to this point, and why they decided to go from an independent real estate brokerage to eXp Realty. And that's really the story that we've heard a lot about lately. There's been a lot of these announcements, and next week we're doing another 5 or 10 of these announcements, which is awesome. And it's just a trickle effect of everything that we are learning and joining about eXp Realty. And these guys actually went from independent to eXp, which is a big deal as well. I've done that, and we wanted to just chat a little bit about why that is happening, and also why real estate agents all over the country are leaving the companies that they absolutely love and are linking arms with us in this experience that we're calling the eXp movement. And so anyway, so let's jump right in. So Billy, tell us, how long have you been in the business?
Been in business about 11 years.
11 years. All right, how about you, Jared?
Just about the same time.
Same time, and same
2009.
2009. So you guys have each been around the block a few times.
Couple times.
Couple times, been around the block, 30 combined years
Yeah.
of real estate experience here, which is really cool. Literally been in the business 30 years, so I guarantee you these guys have experienced pretty much everything you're going to experience. And I bet alongside of that, you guys have probably been, to a few different companies along the way.
A couple in the beginning.
Yeah.
Until we shook out the trees.
And you've probably seen all the different models, from the T models to the, the
Yes.
general brokerage models to the independent. Let's just walk through. Where did you start off at?
Started off at Coldwell Banker for a short period.
It's interesting. I was at Coldwell Banker back in the day too. I was there back in the day, back in 2003 as well. I think everybody has some roots at Coldwell, at least for a short period of time. How about you? Where did you start off, Jerry?
Coldwell, but not for long. I quickly switched over to Keller Williams.
Keller Williams. Okay. How long were you with KW?
A little over a year.
Okay. Did you do the team thing there, or did you?
I did not.
you were
I
an
did not.
independent
I
agent?
was an independent agent.
Okay. How about you? Where did you start off? Remax Realty. All right. Cool
We're
stuff.
covering all the bases, yeah.
I was gonna say, so after that, where did y'all go after that? So y'all all started from, a variety of different places.
Yes,
you know what
yes.
I mean? Where else have you guys been licensed?
Well, after KW, we did the 100% brokerage thing.
The 100%.
We tried that out.
The 100% model. I like it, man. It's the license holding house. You give us a couple hundred
Hang
a
it
month,
up for me.
and we'll pin your license right on the wall. Don't call us if you need anything. That's great, man. I love it. Well, that's all good. I'm sure there's some good 100%ers out there for some people. But anyway, so then after that, when it was all said and done, you guys created, Charleston Property Experts.
Mm-hmm.
And how long have you guys been doing the independent thing?
That we've been doing for about six
Six
years.
years.
Okay,
We
awesome.
had to go through that whole broker stuff, get
Right.
our broker license.
So
and
were you
once
the
we
broker?
No.
No.
I was.
You're the broker. I got you. Okay, I didn't even know. So, all right, well that's good. I had no idea. I didn't know Billy passed the torch over to Jericho to run the broker. So that's cool stuff. So then you guys saw this opportunity with EXP, and let's just jump right in so the people watching, they know a little bit of your story. You guys have been in the business for 10 years in real estate is like forever, man. That's a long time. But anyway, so the idea is that you guys saw an opportunity with EXP, and a lot of people, I was an independent as well before we moved over to EXP. And here's the crazy part about it, man. Whenever you're an independent and you do a closing, you literally get like 100% of your commission. You know what I'm saying? And so like in order to move from 100% of your commission being an independent agent, it's like I gotta find something else out there that's like a really compelling opportunity for me to want to move and to switch and to go do. So I know there's a couple reasons why, you guys switched over from EXP. Tell us a little bit about that, Billy. What were the reasons you decided to join EXP?
Some of the main reasons were we felt like we could really give the clients a better experience. Another big part for us was to grow the team. We wanted to be able to help our team grow, you know, and
Exactly.
give them all the proper
Exactly.
tools, not just bring on team members just
Yeah.
to have them. You know,
Yeah.
we wanted them to get the best experience they could possibly get. And through everything with EXP, you know, the tools, the technology,
Right.
you know, the rev share, there's just so many opportunities.
Well, let's unpack some of that for a minute.
Okay.
So the first thing is as far as the client experience. Let's go back to Miss Broker here for a minute. Miss Jerica, tell us a little bit, you know, why the client experience. Well,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about that. I mean, how does EXP help you provide a little better client experience?
Well, a few things that really stick out to me. One is the online cloud. So we are able to collaborate with other agents.
Right.
Doesn't even have to be in the same city.
That's a big deal because
absolutely.
here's the thing. So a couple weeks before this, I was an independent real estate company. You guys were an independent real estate company. A few weeks ago, we were competitors.
We did. I was gonna say we did not talk.
Yeah, we didn't talk. Like we're like we knew each other, and it's like, you know, Jersey Shore over here on the end. It's like it's like, man, we talked, but we didn't really.
Leave
Like,
me out of it.
yeah. I got it
I thought it was
all.
gonna be a-
I got the Italians. I got DeLeo over here, D'Angelo over here. But anyways, these guys, the Italian guys, are gonna rough me up if I'm not careful. I'm not gonna go.
That's why
too
we sit
far.
on the ends, man.
Exactly. I gotta watch the door. But you know, so going back to this idea, so before we never collaborated. I mean, we talked and we were buddies, and we, you know, eat lunch every once in a while. But it's kind of like, you know, how's the family going, you know, and all that. But now it's like true collaboration. And the reason for that is because, you know, EXP allows a way whenever people bring along their family or their friends and get into real estate. Not only do they get paid on their closings, but they also get paid on the closings of the people that they bring along. And that's that revenue share thing we're going to talk about. And that ultimately really benefits the client as well. And the reason that benefits the client is because it allows the client to be able to have multiple agents working on as a team to be able to service them. And then also you mentioned the cloud. And the cloud's a big deal because, you know, there's online lead generation that happens, there's online training that happens in the cloud, and all that stuff's really important. So I mean,
Very important.
you know, with EXP, as far as an agent tool that comes alongside of that is Sync, Commission Sync. That's Sync is short for Commission Sync, as well as Conversion. Those tools are given to the agents. And the reason that's so important is because those platform fees monthly cost a ton of money. I mean, before this, you were doing Commission Sync, and so was I.
Yep.
I mean, it's, you know, it's well over $1,000 a month to participate in that. Whereas here, whenever you're an agent with EXP, you get those tools included inside of, you know, the cloud-based brokerage, which is a big deal. So as a result of that, there are several leads that are generated that the agents have the ability to use, and also they can service their clients. Because let's face it, if I'm a seller and I hire you guys, and now you have access to more leads than you ever had before, how fast is the house going to sell?
Just
Selling
you
much
get it
faster.
out in front of those clients
Exactly.
before it even hits the market.
Exactly. And now we're collaborating together, working together as agents. There's more leads. With the online cloud, too, the interesting part about EXP is there's no brick and mortar real estate office. It's a virtual cloud-based brokerage. And a lot of agents hear that first, they're like, well, you know, wait a minute. Well, we're actually sitting in an office now. We still have an office. It's our office. But, you know, the agents still have the ability to have an office with Regus Office Centers. There's a nationwide connection that you can still use an office. But the idea is that EXP is poured into online training for the agents and online cloud-based brokerage. I mean, let's face it, it's kind of like Netflix and Blockbuster.
It is.
You know what I mean? I mean, Blockbuster, how many Blockbusters do you see around still? You know what I mean? You don't see any. I mean, it used to be like, hey, let's go, you know, on Friday night, let's get our blue card and let's go down to Blockbuster
You
and
know,
see.
we used to have two right in Mount Pleasant right where we live.
Exactly.
They're gone.
I mean, let's see if we can go snatch that new release off the shelf before everybody gets off work. You know what I'm saying? And get that thing back Sunday afternoon so you don't get all the late fees. But then comes along Netflix, right? And Netflix is like, hey, and it's funny because if you go look at the story of Netflix versus Blockbuster, Netflix actually approached Blockbuster and said, hey, look, we got an idea where we can get rid of all the cashiers, all the brick and mortar, and we actually want to present this to you, and we'd like for you to buy us. And that year, the offer that they made for Blockbuster to buy them was a fraction of what Blockbuster collected that year just in late fees alone. And Blockbuster said, nope, Redbox nor Netflix will ever be relevant. That was what the CEO of Blockbuster said. And then shortly thereafter, as we all know, Blockbuster went belly up and went bankrupt. And it's because Netflix, the cloud-based movie rental, actually decided to take over and run with it from there, which is really something that's cool, which is kind of what EXP is doing. So because it allows the agents to be able to, focus on, lead generation, lead conversion, collaboration, the client experience on this is just unreal. And the other thing too, Billy, you had mentioned is just overall the better for the real estate agent, it's a better experience too. Do you want to talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, of course. You touched on it with the training.
Right.
The training isn't just your generic training out there. It's high level training.
Right.
And that's what really attracted us to the company when we started looking at it. Because I have to be honest, at first when it was cloud-based, I was like, you're going to get the avatar and everything.
Right.
And I was a little skeptical, but once I got in,
that
was actually the closing point for us.
Oh, yeah.
And including both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the deal with Avatar is this is for the people that don't know, because here's the thing: before EXP, I didn't even know what an Avatar was, and I got some agents that work in my office, and they're like, you know what an Avatar is, and I'm like, no, I don't know what an Avatar is. So for those watching that have literally no idea what an Avatar is, you go online into the EXP cloud and you create a look-alike, and I promise my avatar does not look as good as Jerica's avatar. But anyway, so you create an avatar, and then you could go into online trainings. You can go to the auditorium or meeting room 1 or the different places. You can meet with a statewide broker. You could go to agent services. If I need to go talk to accounting, I can walk my avatar into accounting and get questions answered in real time. So basically, no matter where I'm at, what I'm doing in real time, I have the ability to get service basically from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And that's really a cool deal. And the other thing that's really nice about that, instead of having 400, 500, 600 real estate offices all around the country and then trying to have a broker and also a trainer in each particular office, well, here's the deal. You can take the very best trainers, you can take the very best recruiters all over the world and put them inside of EXP World so that the agents have the advantage to be able to learn directly from the best of the best. And that's really something that's cool. For example, before, the only training that we did was training that happened here in our office. Well, now we can literally go into EXP World and do training all over the entire world for each other. And that's a big deal. But let's talk about the revenue share for a minute, because that's really the reason that we're here today. That's the big deal. That's the reason why we're here today. That's the 1-2 punch. And so, as I mentioned earlier, I made the comment, I said, here's the thing. Whenever you bring your friends along into real estate and they get into real estate, not only do you get paid on your closings, but you also get paid on your friends' closings as well. And basically what that means is a 7-level model. And it's revenue sharing versus profit sharing. And for those of you guys watching, I really want to explain the difference just briefly. Revenue share means that we take money right off the top line. It's the split, it's the company dollar that happens and goes along with whenever an agent sells a home, there's a split that goes to the company. Well, here's the best part. Since there's not a bunch of brick and mortar real estate offices, they have the ability to take that money and share it with the agents that were responsible for attracting that agent into the company. And that's a big deal. Versus there's other companies that don't share anything at all, or it's profit sharing, which basically means let's pay for the office and the staff and the admin, and after something's left over, hopefully there's something left over. If, then we give that out to the agents. And so this is predictable, because what it means is that whenever Billy brings along somebody into EXP, then he has the ability to help them, mentor them, because he's going to get financially compensated off of that. And then when you decide to bring your friends along, also you get financially compensated off of the friends that you attract into EXP as well. And it happens 7 layers deep, which is a big deal. So I know what a lot of people are thinking. A lot of people say, well, wait a minute, Jeff, that sounds like, the old pyramid scheme. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard some people talk about, well, what about, it sounds like a pyramid scheme. And so here's the idea. Take a look at anything. Let's just look at, the government, for example. There's a president at the top, and then there's, the Congress, and there always is a triangle, no matter which organization. There's a CEO of a company, and then there's the board of directors, and then there's the, the mid-level manager. In every single company you look at, no matter what it is, there's always somebody that is at the top. And the idea here is that instead of the real estate agents all across the country being on what we call the transaction treadmill, which means that I go out, I sell a house, and if you guys don't know, real estate basically works. It's like I'm on commission, man. And the minute that I sell that last house, I'm out of business. Like, I don't have any more until I go sell another house. Well, here's the deal. You can still sell homes, but also you can help other people sell homes and get compensated on that as well. So now you have 2 levels of income, and that's a really, really big deal. So going back to the idea of revenue sharing, I mean, let's just talk about that for a second, because again, we talked about it a minute ago. Here's the deal. Now you guys, our company is now going to be able to help you guys grow your company. You bring people in, and now because it's 7 layers, both us and you guys now can help those people coming in, and it really creates this full online piece of collaboration. That's a really, really, really big deal. Before we go too much further, can you guys just say what your phone number is? If somebody watching, would you guys just sort of type this in the comments so they could reach you guys direct? And also tell us the website too, that they could find more information.
Yes.
Spell that
The
out.
website is winbeforeyoustart.com. Win, the letter B, the number 4, youstart.com.
All right, is UYOU?
Yes.
Okay, so it's www.win, W-I-N, the numeral 4.
B, yeah, win.
I'm sorry, B.
The letter B.
The letter B.
The number 4.
Number 4.
YOU.
Start.
Start.com.
Winbeforeyoustart.com. So somebody throw that in the comment section there, please, watching. And also, Billy, how do they reach you direct to ask more questions? And Jerica and Eric, I'm going to have you guys give your...
Sure.
Yeah.
You can reach out to me either direct on Facebook. That's probably the easiest way. But if you want a direct call, 843-478-3869.
Yeah, Jerica?
You can reach me at 843-568-1767.
All right, Eric, how about you?
367-6966.
36, that's 843
Yeah.
367
367-6966.
6966. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for doing that. So let's just chat just a little bit more about this,
Sure.
because the story keeps getting a little bit better. Now, I mentioned Eric earlier. This guy right here is a rock star. This dude right here knows his stuff. And you joined these guys. When did you actually join these guys? How long has that been?
It's been about
About a year.
About a year.
Year or so. Okay, so the deal is you're a team member with these guys, and from the team member standpoint, because I've got a large team as well, a lot of agents on my team, and whenever we looked at this, I looked at it from the client experience, I also looked at it from my side of it, I looked at it from the agent experience, and also the team member experience. So being a team member, tell us just a little bit about why this whole thing's exciting for you as well, and kind of, because in the real estate world, you don't have the traditional...
That's what I'm saying. There's no 401k, there's no retirement fund. We're kind of, it's time to make money, and then it's time to make money long term.
That's right.
This opportunity is about long term growth,
Yeah.
substantial income long term.
Yeah.
Not just about today, it's about tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good, because these real estate agents, guys, guess what? We don't have company cars. We don't have,
Health insurance.
Yeah, we don't have health insurance.
No.
And also, too, whenever I get to a certain age anymore, and I, grow up in life, and I can't go to the kitchen table anymore to sell listings and help buyers anymore, or maybe I just get to a certain point in my career where I've had enough of that. And then it's like, you turn around, it's like, well, wait a minute, how much retirement do I have? What 401k do I have? And guys, your real estate agents are independent contractors, which means there is no nest egg in the future. So the idea with EXP, what Eric's talking about, is that you get 2 ways of setting yourself up for the future from a financial standpoint. We'll talk about that just real quick. One of those is the revenue share that we were talking about earlier. There's the transaction income, meaning you go sell a home, you still get that, just like you do at any other company. Mm-hmm. But then, whenever you bring your friends along and they have a closing, you also get paid something off of theirs as well. And you can set that money aside for future retirement, which is a big deal. Or you can use it and go to Vegas, whatever you want to do. But then there's also something else that's a big deal that we haven't spoke about yet. And what that is, that's stock rewards, okay? Because everyone is an owner of the company. And that right there, it clicked for me whenever it's like, hey, EXP approached me, a while back, and they're like, hey, look, you don't have to give up the ownership of your team. You don't have to give up the ownership of your lead. Your business is still your business. But we want to layer in the benefits of EXP on top of your team and share stock and share the company with you. And I was like, that's actually probably better than me just being in business by myself, And so for a guy like Eric that's a team member, he says, look, I can go out and do the transaction and make that transactional income. But when I'm out doing that transaction, guess what? There's what's called a co-op agent on the other side, meaning whenever you sell a house, there's a buyer's agent and then there's a seller's agent. Well, let's say he's the seller's agent. Buyer's agent comes along, Eric has the ability to talk to that buyer's agent and say, hey, have you considered EXP? Do you know all the details about it? Well, if that person boards in, now Eric also makes income off of that agent's closings as well, which is really cool. But then in addition to that, when Eric attracts that agent to the company, Eric gets rewarded with stock as well because he participated in certain activities that give him stock and ownership. So that way when Eric grows up and says, you know what, man, I'm tired of selling houses, guess what? He's got stock already set aside that he has a built-in retirement. It's the only real estate company I've seen that allows their agents to have a built-in retirement plan. And that's pretty cool, man. Especially when you start having kids. I've got 2 kids at this point. You start having kids, you start looking at the future. It's like, man, I got to set myself up for that
There's a lot
in
of
the
kids.
future.
It's a big deal. There's a lot of kids in this area.
Yeah.
Combined, I think we might have 30 years of experience.
That's great, man. That's cool. But anyway, so let me just share this real quick. So I want to just go back to, EXP as a whole. Interestingly enough, less than a year ago, there were 4,000 agents across the country. And I just saw right before we came in here that EXP crossed the 10,000. I think it's like 10,000. Yeah, it's like 10,3, 10,4.
Yeah,
something like that.
You can't even keep up with it now.
I know.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of agents doing this and asking questions about it and all of that stuff. And so we're excited about it. Our goal here in Charleston is to take Charleston to 500-600 EXP agents and beyond. Eventually get that to 1,000 EXP agents. We really believe that we are going to disrupt the real estate industry with the EXP model because guess what? We now as top producers get to collaborate together and figure out how do we take market share, how do we service clients, how do we grow our teams. And then the idea is the agents that decide they want to come along with us and learn from this, and they have the ability to participate and also make money in the entire process as well, while serving their clients better and also while being able to get their financial needs met as well and having a future setup. So that's a really big deal. So if you have an interest in learning anything about EXP, you need to reach out to these guys, and we're going to put in the comment section the website. These guys have done some videos about EXP and how that whole deal works and explaining how the lead program works. I mentioned that earlier. There's something called Making It Rain, where you have the ability to purchase leads directly from EXP, through their programs, their connections with Commissions Inc. and conversion. That's a big deal. Also, how you can literally make 120% of your commission. And so here's the thing. I mentioned this. I just want to make sure I mention it again. These guys were independent before they did this, which means whenever they had a closing, they took the 100% of that money to the bank. Well, unless they could have the opportunity to make more than 100%, they wouldn't switch from being independent. And that's what I'm talking about. These agents all across the country are leaving the companies that they absolutely love so that they can come along for the ride of EXP. It doesn't mean they dislike where they're at. It doesn't mean you dislike where you're at. It just means, hey, look, let me at least hear about the new opportunity. Because the buzz has been these 100% companies for a while. Well, now the buzz is 120, 125%. And that's what we want to actually talk with you guys about. So we're really excited about it. Reach out to any of these 3 guys, talk with them, figure out why they decide to move. If there's anything that we can do for any of you guys, we look forward to reaching out to you. But please reach out to us before the growth happens, because the idea is that you want to get in on this before all the growth happens, so that when the growth does happen, you guys have the ability to be on the top end of that and make sure that you get set up financially for your future. So look forward to seeing you guys either at the top, from the top. Look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.
Take care.